Hi, it's AI voice generator Andrew. I will be talking on behalf of Nicholas Launcham to present to you the overview of the MEDomicsLab application. First things first, with the app launched, we need to set a workspace. We strongly recommend you to begin with an empty folder. Here, for example, we create a folder named Workspace Test. We then select it and click on the Select Folder button. Once the workspace is set, the application automatically creates two folders, one named Data and the other named Experiments. You can see them both in the directory tree in the sidebar at the left-hand side of the screen. So, before diving in, let's take a brief overview of the main components of the app. At the very left, in green, we have the icon sidebar. Then we have the workspace sidebar in blue, the pages container in yellow, and the menu bar in red. You can see that the icon sidebar is separated in 4 groups. The first group at the top is the general one, with the Home and the Explorer sidebar. Then, the 3 other groups each corresponds to a layer of the MEDomicsLab app. The first layer being the design layer with the input, extraction, and exploratory modules. The second layer being the development one with the learning module and the evaluation module. Finally, the third one being the deployment layer with the application module. To show you more in depth how to interact with the app, I have downloaded a CSV file named Breast Cancer from Kaggle. To upload it into the app, you can either put the files directly in the data folder using the File Explorer, or you can drag and drop directly your CSV file in the directory tree like this. Once the CSV file is loaded and appears in the directory tree, if you double-click on it, it will open the Data Table Viewer tool in a new tab. Every file type has its own default opener, such as the Data Table Viewer for the CSV files. Now, let's click once on the file, then hit Ctrl-C followed by Ctrl-V or Command-C Command-V on Mac. There you go, you've just copied and pasted a file. Now open the second one by double-clicking on it. You can now enjoy the flexible layout and put the tabs side by side or on top of each other. If you click on the Output tab, at the bottom left of the Pages container, you'll have a look at all the processes running in the backend with Python. Now, let's close the second tab and look at the other things you can do in the sidebar directory tree. If you right-click on a file or on a folder, you'll see the possible options you have, such as opening the file and other tools. So, for the sake of the example, let's reveal the file in the File Explorer. As you can see, the File Explorer is flashing red in the taskbar because one window was opened at the path of the selected file. Now, let's take a look at other options above the directory tree, such as the creation of a new folder. By clicking on it, a new folder appears in the directory tree. Notice that the new folder is created at the path of the selected item. If we select the new folder by clicking once on it, and then we hit the F2 key of our keyboard, or the Enter key for Mac users, you'll be able to rename the folder. Let's rename it Test Folder. Then, hit the Enter key or click anywhere. You should see a notification confirming the renaming was done successfully. You can rename it as much as you want. Like this, Test Folder was not enough. Let's go for Test Rename. Now, you think we would stop there? Well, you'd be wrong. Take the breast cancer file and drag and drop it in the newly renamed folder. The file is now there, and what you get is a notification of how successful the operation was. So, it's time for what? Well, it's time for change. We became weirdly attached to our workspace. That's why we'll click on the Explorer button of the icon sidebar, and then on the button Change Workspace. We then create a new folder that we name Second Workspace. That will be our new workspace. This exercise is done only to show you that you're able to change of workspace in the event of a misclick, or just because you want a fresh start. Change is good. Embrace the change. But now, you find the data and the experiments folders totally empty. You regret your decision and you go back to your good old workspace. The workspace is not empty, so you get a warning, but still continue with your decision and click Yes. Finally back home. But you find your workspace with an unwanted copy of a file. What do? Well, you have 2 options. Click on the file and hit the Delete key of your keyboard, or you right-click on the file and then click on Delete. Either way, you'll be asked if you are really sure about your decision. But still, you go through with it and feel relief that it's all done. Moreover, you get a notification that the deletion was a success. Now, I'll let you in on a secret. The sidebar is resizable and collapsible. You can collapse it manually by shrinking it more than a certain threshold. You can also use Ctrl-B as a shortcut, or Command-B for Mac users to toggle the collapse. So, that's it for the overview. See you in the next videos. Enjoy!